Hi guys, it's Tasha with Tasha's Touch and theangels.us. Life has been very interesting as of late. You know how when you ask someone to do something and then they do what they want to do when you ask them to do something for you, and often they get frustrated because you say, why did you do that? I asked you to do XYZ, not ABC. Well, I thought, yeah, so if my words bother you, it's probably because they're true. Just the same thing my mama taught me, you know. Why are you getting upset over something we both have the same truth on? I asked you to do ABC, and you did XYZ. So don't get frustrated with me when I call you to the carpet and say, why did you do XYZ when I asked you to do ABC? You see, and that goes, you know, right along with business and ethics. You know, if you aren't a good listener, who would expect you to listen? You know, so you have gifts that you know you could be using, but what good is that gift if you're not a good listener? You know, and granted, sometimes we all take turns. Smudgy, what are you doing? And you know, sometimes it's valid. However, when it is not, that is a big problem. Because then all the dominoes go tumbling down in the wrong places, in the wrong directions, at the wrong time. So I am very happy again that my mother taught me to be a good listener. You know, even though I am your friend, it would behoove you to just do what I asked you to do. It doesn't matter what you want to do, in most cases. Now, the case that I'm thinking of, let's think of a good example. You know, I say, you know, go meet Carol at, you know, the bus stop because she has another car at 3 o'clock. And you're like, well, I thought I'd get there at 2:30, and she wasn't there right at 3 on the dot, so I just left. Well, why would you do that? I didn't ask you to be there until 3 o'clock because her bus doesn't arrive until 3:02, and you left. So there goes that contract or that sale or that whatever. See, just that simple little tiny thing to you meant the loss of a customer. Well, you know, I don't really believe in loss, but you know what I mean. Listen. Be still. Listen. Because of that simple little tiny thing of people passing in the night, as it were, could later in your physical life cause greater harm because you thought, oh, well, whatever, it's okay. It's just no big thing, Tasha. Well, to me it's not, because if you continue that behavior, I would want to let you go, huh? Now, I understand you see, you know, gray is off-white or chartreuse or whatever they call that puke color green. However, when someone is trying to get you to listen and you just do whatever you feel like doing and they confront you with it, don't be frustrated by that. You could have just taken the time to listen and do what that person asked you to do. because then that sets a whole different other chain of effects in motion because you did what you thought was the best thing to do. You know, so and we would get in trouble. We would get whippings. If Mama said water the grass at 5 o'clock, and it was 5:05, and whatever, the water got shut off. Now we can't water the grass today, and it was 120 and whatever. All that other stuff doesn't matter in business, and I'll go so far as to say 8 times out of 10 in just regular life. When somebody asks you to do something a specific way, why don't you just do it how they asked you to do it? A, to make your life easier, and B, not to have any confusion later should something different happen because you thought it would be better this way. Just imagine all the wars we probably had because somebody did what they thought was best. Imagine all the arguments, a lot of us girls get into with men because a lot of men, don't write to me about them, are very linear. As well as women, I know 2 women that are very linear. Once they're on something, they're on it, and there's, they got their blinders on. They can't see anything else. Which is good, especially if you're trying to attain a goal. However, if you're trying to live a life and make friends and have a social life and go to work and socialize with people at work while you're there or whatever, that's not so good, right? Balance is good. Balance is listening. Listen. Why do you have to be right? Just because you think you know more, or you know different, or you know whatever you think you know. But you don't. And now you've done something that is irreversible. Of course, I really don't believe that because there's no such kind of thing as time. So, however, because you were at the bus stop at 3 o'clock and you just decided to leave, there goes the client. There goes the job, the sale, the interaction, whatever. So because I faced this lesson recently with someone not listening to what I asked them to do, that really made me think about that friendship, And I'm not saying I'm just going to give up a friendship because of, okay, that's not the only time it's happened, but it's happened quite a few times. However, I will say I won't be making that choice again soon to, ask for anything. So because of that, I wasn't able to get something that I needed because that other person thought they should do what they thought was best. And of course it's okay because it's over. I can't go backwards and say why. I'm not going to waste time. And why did you do it that way? Now I lost this because you thought you knew better. Now I have to wait all over again for this opportunity that was very rare. Listen, and I'm just telling myself listen. Because, Maya Angelou is, of course, very right. When they show you who they are, believe them. And this person has done this to me 2 other times. So, I'm not necessarily saying 3 strikes you're out, but 3 strikes you're out. And I'm not going to look forward to trusting you again anytime soon in this particular type of situation. Maybe you're different in other situations. I've known you for about 2 years now. Yeah, anyway. So, and the same goes for me. However, now, no, I'm a pretty good listener, I think. And I have some hardcore people keeping me in check. Sisters. So when I tell you I hear you, And when you ask me, and when you ask me to do something, I will do it as you ask me to do it, unless it's making jewelry. Because sometimes I just can't, I can't see inside your head, and I don't understand what you're trying to get me to understand. The, design and stuff. That's why I don't say I make um, custom jewelry. I make unique jewelry. I'll get within ballpark range. But anyway, um, I actually was just having this talk with my sister yesterday, and I asked her because I was telling her about a situation with this person, and she says, and my sister's very hard on me, so don't think, oh, you're her sister, of course she's going to agree with you. No. No, not like that. I come from a very honest bunch of women in my family. It's no icing on the cake, no cherry on top of the whipped cream with nuts and sprinkles. No, that was just stupid, Tasha. Why you do like that? And I'm like, okay, I'll think about that and not make that choice again. More than likely. And you can never say never, right? Because as soon as you say never, then it comes up, right? So in my case right now, I'll never say never. However, I will trust that person at a different level with a longer handled spoon. I will say that. When, and I'm not saying it's an age thing either, because a lot of the time it is not. Even though I knew at 17 a lot of business things that other 17-year-olds just don't know yet. So, but I won't even go there. When I ask you to do something as a friend, as a soul mate, I would hope that you would just do it and don't question me, because when you ask me to do something for you in your business, I would never, ever, well, depending on who you are, of course, think to say, well, why? Oh, I thought I should do it this way instead. No. Bad idea, okay? I asked you to do it this way because I knew that she was going to be at the bus stop at 3:02. That's why I didn't want you to get there until 3, because I know you'll get bored and want to leave. Oh, you did? Yeah, so when I call you to the carpet, don't try to act like your feelings are hurt or be upset, because the words that I say offend you, So, if the words I say bother you, it's probably because they're true. You don't listen. You don't think. You just do whatever you think is best. Well, you're not thinking of me, because I just missed out on a great opportunity because you thought you should show up at 2:30 and leave at, a minute to 3. So this is why I say a lot on Facebook and YouTube, whatever. Don't assume. Don't assume. And when you tell me to do something, I don't assume. If you say, Tasha, put that screw in there and do it, I'm not going to be like, well, why? How come? No. Okay. And then later, the answer is always revealed, right? Because the answer is always right in front of us. We are just silly humans. Why? How come? When? Where? Blah, 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 blah. You don't have to know everything. You don't. You don't have to know everything. Just do it. A lot of my students, and thank you to my 2 new students in my Angel Teachers and Guides course, if you see Cedric the Entertainer, I think, said this in his Kings of Comedy routine, you see a group of people running, just run. Don't be like, why? What happened? Oh, I didn't see that knife coming at me, or whatever. Just do it. Ask questions later. Just do it. So I'm not pissed, I'm not angry, I'm not upset, because I look at it like this, obviously it's happened for a reason, because everything happens for a reason. So there must be something better coming. However, that really taught me that you just don't listen. You don't listen. And I don't need a whole lot of people in my life that just can't listen and trust what I say and do what I ask you to do. You don't need to know the reason. Just like me, when you ask me, hey Tasha, can I borrow $5? I want a bag of chips and a soda. Sure, here you go. Oh no, sorry. I did that backwards. Tasha, can I have $5? Sure. I don't need to know that you're only going to get a chips and a soda, or gas, or a bus ride, or whatever. It doesn't matter. And women, stop being so fucking nosy. You don't have to know everything. Well, the men that I know, don't do that. When they say, hey, Charles, let's go play some basketball. Charles is, well, why? How long? Where are we going? Most men that I do know don't question the other men in the group. Okay. What time? 4 o'clock? I'll be there. Just go with the flow. You don't have to be right. You don't have to pretend to know it all. You don't have to pretend to be the end all be all of whatever that situation is, because you're not. I'm not. Whatever spiritualism, money, business. I did have a really good business teacher. Just so you know. And I'm so happy I did, because I see. And again, I'm not trying to brag and say, oh, I'm the best, businesswoman there is. No, because Beverly Macy, Lisa Irby, Darren Rouse, Yara Starrick, there's tons, Yama Van Zandt, Oprah. Of course, there's tons of other people that do it differently than me. I am just happy that I chose a really great teacher to listen to. Okay? Just listen. So when I ask you to do something, you don't have to be like, well, why this? Well, did you do this? And did you do that? Did you make this? Let's see, I've had this business since 1989. How long have you had yours? Is that working for you? Now, granted, I don't make $1 million, but I pay my bills. Come on now. Let's relax. Let the blood flow. Open your ears. Close your mouth. That's why you have 2 of these and 1 of these, as Mama would say. Oh, I gotta turn my bubbles off. And just listen to the other people. And you bullheaded men that run businesses and don't listen to other people, you could listen. You get a lot of really good ideas from the children. Ask your kid, hey, I got this thing at work, and this guy thinks this, and this guy thinks this. What do you think I should do? The kids will know. Trust me, they're not stupid. Just because they're 7 doesn't mean they don't know. They deal with business every day on the playground. Nowadays it's tough being a kid. We thought we had it tough when I was growing up. I'm 54 and 53, and we thought we had it hard, just with prejudice and bullying and stuff. But now, do you realize when you send a kid to school nowadays, they're expected to be on the computer and know their 1, 2, 3s and ABCs? I'm like, wow, that's a lot of world to be on your shoulders as a what, 4-year-old? 5? I think he's 5. Having to know your ABCs, 1, 2, 3. And no, I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just saying that schools have such a bigger entrance exam, whatever you call it. You know what I mean. I'm like, what happened to just coloring? Jeez. And if I had a kid right now, I would not expect my kid to be on no freaking stupid computer. I would not. They would be on his hands and knees, crawling around so the brain can develop, and, putting wooden pieces of puzzle together. Blocks. Not no computer. I can wait till you're 10 for that. Listen. Because I tell you, the reason why I say that is because say this is because if we didn't listen, we would get a whipping. So Mama said be outside at 11 o'clock on the dot. I'm going to take my breakfast, I'm going to eat it in the car, and I'm going to warm up the car. And we lived on a huge, I don't know, acre and a half or so. So by the time she would turn the car around in the driveway and come back, we were to be outside. And if we weren't, we would get left, and then we'd get a spanking when we got home, when she got home from church. You know, and I know to a lot of people that sounds awful and crass. Oh my God, that's it. Shut up. Shut up. Okay? Look at how wonderful I turned out. You know, none of my sisters and brothers are in jail. You know, none of us, okay, one of us is still seeking therapy after 60 years. But hey, yeah, every family has a black sheep. We'll just call her that one, you know, or whatever her issues are. I don't care about that. Well, she learned to listen, is the point. You know, listen. Listen, 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 listen. Shut up. Like I tell you women in a lot of my videos, shut up. You talk so frickin' much. Shut up. Do you see men talking that much? As a matter of fact, that's another great lesson I learned. I was working at IBM, and the president, oh, a very handsome Italian guy, I forgot what his name was back in 1986 or 7. And I would watch them because I knew it took too long to get my point across. So I would watch. I was always a receptionist. I've been a receptionist for 35 years. I love it. I'm going to go back to it as soon as I get some tea. And I would just watch how men interact with each other. And I noticed they didn't talk nearly as much as women VPs do. So I'm like, okay, Tasha, you got to learn how to control your words. Get your point across faster, but listen to what they want. So way back then, 87, 86, whatever, 83 actually is when I, of course, started being a receptionist. And I learned to always have a pencil and paper on me so that I can write. Just in case, you know, I'm not saying you have to do this, but I'm saying I wanted to do it so I could do my job better to the best of my ability. And just listening to that VP of IBM, whatever his name was, you handsome guy, I hope you're well, it really taught me a lot. Just looking at how men operate. And I'm like, he doesn't say nearly as much as that lady VP of sales does. You know, because you have VP of sales, East Coast, West Coast, whatever. I thought, okay, I'm gonna learn to be quiet. And then ask, you know, write everything down, and then I'm gonna ask. So what I hear you saying is you want the minutes from Tuesday the 13th, and then you need to translate that into Chinese, and then I'm going to fax it over, or teletype. You guys remember that? Teletype it over to IBM Hong Kong, and then I'm, you know, okay. But you had to learn how to say that really fast, because men are just gone. Okay? Now, I'm not putting down women business owners. I'm not. I'm talking about 1987. I'm not talking about today. Okay? So don't write me no crap. Okay? But it was a really, really good lesson to learn. Shut up. Observe. Be still. So you can listen. And when you listen, then you can hear what they're trying to say, because all you're hearing is gray, 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 gray. Well, he's not saying gray, he's saying off-white or eggshell or ecru or mauve, but all you hear is gray, 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 and gray, 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 gray. Be quiet. When the person is completely done, then, so what I hear you saying is, I need to do da-da-da-da-da. Okay, thanks, bye. Go on. Why am I still getting... And just keep it pushing, you know? Just keep it pushing. and do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, whether you like it or not. I don't have a big social life, I live out here in the country with all my beautiful babies and my beautiful palace, learning from them, listening to them, the chickens, crows, little squirrels that stand up in the middle of the driveway and say, "You talking to me?" They're so cute. They do. They really do. There's two of them, actually, two of them. They drive the dogs nuts. And the little kitties that you hear scurrying about. Listen. Listen to everything. Listen to your children. When was the last time you just sat down and had, a play date with your children and listen to them? Listen to what's bothering them. Listen to what makes them happy. Maybe she doesn't want ballerina slippers. Maybe she wants tap shoes. Maybe he wants a baseball instead of a football. Listen, don't just make them do whatever you think they want to do. Listen, what does your wife want? What does your husband want? It might be a little bit more challenging. However, we all give signs, so if he just wants a good romp in the hay, give him that instead of another pair of socks and underwear. Or her, whatever, you know what I mean. Let's just listen, I think that would make all of our lives a lot easier and flow smoother, It's going to flow smoother. I promise you, because I find myself when I get agitated, and I'm like, okay, Tasha, we're just going to sit down. Why are you feeling like this? Well, I don't feel heard. Okay, so, boo-boo, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So I need 30 of those little 2-ounce bottles, right? And, oh, I thought you said 3. Oh, whatever. Oh, okay, cool, okay. See, there's no sense in getting upset. Just verify. Just verify. Honey, you don't like it when I ask you things when you just walk through the door? Okay, I'll give you 30 minutes. Okay? Okay, so when you're done in your 30 minutes, come out of the cave, bedroom, den, whatever, garage, and then we could talk about, what happened today at school with the kids and da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay? Okay? Let's listen to each other and shut up. Shut up. Stop talking over the other person. Notice I was doing that this week. And if you watch my videos, I apologize. I will try to do better. Because, some people, see now with me, and people like me and Angie, or me and Azrael, we can both talk at the same time and I can hear you. Or my sister, Chris, we can both talk at the same time and I can hear you, and I know you hear me. But some people, I know that's not nice, so I'll remember that better from now on. Anyway, let's listen, because whomever has words with you and it bothers you, it's probably bothering you because their words are true. Let's face it. Let's just face it. Be flexible. Keep it pushing. Okay? So, that's your homework for this week. That's my homework for the week. And go have a great evening. I love you. And I'll see you online. Bye.